Hey, what is going on, Flavor Crew? Welcome back to another edition of Lisa Renee TV. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please remember to subscribe. Okay, hit the subscribe button, honey. Okay, especially if if you're new to this channel and haven't yet subscribed. And definitely hit the thumbs up button if you like the video, and definitely remember to share on all your social media platforms that you're on. Okay. All right. So I'm back. Welcome back to you guys. I hope you guys have had a great week. I've had a pretty good week. I'm off. Have finally reached the off day, so I'm all good. We live for the off day, right? Yeah, of course. Okay. So let's get right into this video. This will just be just a little mixture of just like some current events going on, things I want to touch on. Okay, so first of all, we definitely want to say a rest in peace to Bobbi Kristina Brown. She passed this past week. As you all know, she's been suffering a long time. She was just transported in June to a hospice facility. She was back in January admitted to the hospital because after a fight broke out between her and her lover, her boyfriend at the time, Nick Gordon. They supposedly in the report they had an argument altercation. She ended up in a bathtub, and she was found unconscious, and that's what led to her being admitted to the hospital back in January. And she'd been there ever since. She was in a medically induced coma. Basically, she never recovered from the medically induced coma, never woke up from it, and so she ended up in hospice care last month. So it's just been quite a grueling process for her and her family. I mean, you have to imagine what they went through. I mean, nobody can even imagine or fathom. They just lost Whitney 3 years ago, and so now they lose Bobbi Kristina in a similar way, which I think is quite cryptic and eerie. That she would go out the same way her mom did, and it's just they had a very close relationship, and she had a hard time dealing with her mom's death and watching them on the Houston's on Our Own, which was their reality show that they had for a little while. Kind of watching her go through that process on the show, and then just in various media outlets as well. And watching that, and she was telling Oprah that she hears her mom talk to her in spirit and tell her she's got to keep moving, and just it's just you watching the grief kind of cripple this young lady, and it's just really yeah, it's just really unequivocally sad to look at. It's hard to look at, to watch somebody just suffer, and and kind of not know where to go. They kind of get back into this black corner, of darkness and pain, and not know how to crawl their way out of it, and then to end up kind of in the same situation themselves 3 years later, and then they, you know, end up succumbing to that. So yeah, that's not definitely not what we expected, but what some people kind of expected it ended up happening anyway, unfortunately. So there was a report that, so of course, Nick Gordon is under kind of a microscope. They're kind of looking at Nick Gordon a lot. So there's a civil lawsuit against him, and the suit was saying that he knocked out two of her teeth. In the physical altercation they had, he knocked out her teeth. They said that he was trying to gain control of her, the inheritance that her mom left her from all the money that Whitney made. She left a portion of it to her daughter, and he was trying to get control of that somehow. There was the report saying that he actually lied about their marriage. Remember, there was a report saying they were married months before she passed, and then it came out later on that they weren't really married. It was just something they said. So apparently he said that they were married in order to get control of the money. And they said that while she was in a coma, that he apparently took out $11,000 out of her account. So this is from CNN.com that I was looking at. So they said he did withdraw $11,000. So I didn't know he had control of her account. I want to know whose bright idea was that. Like who, when you're young and in love, right? I mean, girls, no, I wouldn't be giving no man control of my accounts. And I mean, I guess it's different for a husband and wife, but see, he's not your husband though. I mean, like, why are you even? I don't know. I mean, that wasn't a good idea. Because you saw what he did, right? You're in a coma and he's, withdrawing money from your account. If that's true, like we're gonna say allegedly, like I don't want to be the one to say the guy did it and then he didn't do it. So allegedly he withdrew $11,000 from the account. So anyway, rest in peace, Bobbi Kristina Brown, and let's pray that the family can heal from the grief and trauma that they're feeling um, right now. So, okay. All right, moving into the next issue. All right. So the movie, Spike Lee's movie Chiraq, is supposed to be coming out soon, and so Mayor Rahm Emanuel definitely has some things to say about that. He basically is not pleased with the whole title. The title of the movie Chiraq, which basically is a mixture of Chicago plus Iraq, Chiraq. Okay, clever, right? Okay, so the mayor is not really feeling the title Chiraq for the movie to represent Chicago. He said he didn't like the title. He said the people in Inglewood who live in the Inglewood neighborhood of Chicago, who live in Auburn Gresham, which is another neighborhood in Chicago, they don't really view their neighborhood as Chiraq. They view their neighborhood as Auburn Gresham or Inglewood. He said they're good people in Inglewood, which is true. I mean, there are good people everywhere, just like bad people everywhere. There are good people in Inglewood. There are good people in you know, Auburn Gresham, So yeah, so they're good people everywhere, So they don't like to view their neighborhood as Chirac, And my friends live in the kind of that area, the Inglewood, Auburn Gresham area. So do they view their neighborhood as Chirac? No, and I don't really like to view my city as Chirac either. I just don't. So, yeah. So, Alderman Will Burns, he was talking to CNN News, and he said that compares Chicago streets to like a war zone, which would be Iraq, which Iraq really, there is a war zone going on there. And so basically it gives gang members credit for coming up with the nickname because they're the ones who came with the nickname, so you're giving them just more credit. Okay, and so he said basically he wants tax credits pulled because the impact is basically just so negative for the city in general. And so far, it's been reported there's been 161 people killed this year so far. I think there's more to that number. I think the number may have been increased because there have been more reports. I've recently looked at some reports like a couple of days ago. More people have been killed throughout the city. Yes, more people. I saw another report about a lady. It was a lady and her two sons, and it's like I think I want to say like 80 something. I want to say 80 something in a drugstore, or yeah, but she was found dead. Like someone, I think the person knew her, but they came in like stabbed all three of them. Like sorry to be graphic, but it was horrible. Like, she was found dead, her and her sons. It was horrible, but she was like dead for a few days. They were in there for a few days before anybody found them, and yeah. So I think that number is probably more than 161, but yeah. So, so far, it's 161 people killed from the report I looked at on CNN, which is one reason why Spike Lee and one star of the movie, which is John Cusack, who also is from Chicago. I didn't know that about John Cusack. Okay, so he thinks the film is actually important to show because of that reason, because you have so much violence in Chicago, especially during the summertime. When it gets hot, that's when the numbers go up. The numbers shoot and skyrocket for violence in Chicago when it gets hot. I mean, it's hot when the hotter it gets, the more people are killed. Unfortunately, in Chicago, more than any other city. For some strange reason, you like, and why is that? Because it's hot. Well, when it's hot, people tend to die more, and that's not even funny. It's horrid, but it happens. It's crazy. So I'm like, what is going on here? And so basically they're questioning, like, is this hurting our brand as a city? Like, will it keep capital and investors away from us because of the fact that we have this movie attached to us called Chiraq? Like, is in the name in general, Chiraq, like attached to us in general. Because if you notice, like before Spike Lee came with this movie, this name Chiraq, or nickname, should I say, has been kind of attached to us for a while now. So that's why he came with this movie and said, well, let's call it Chiraq. This name has been kind of attached to us for a while. And so Spike Lee was saying, in his defense, in his movie's defense, well, a lot of the people were kind of complaining about the movie title, don't really know much about the movie, which I agree. And you notice the people complaining about the movie are who? Politicians. Yeah, which I'm not shocked that they would complain about something they don't know much about. Like I'm not too shocked about that. Like you have to kind of give a movie as an artist. I understand. Sometimes people don't understand us as the artists. They don't know why we do things and why we say what we say, and so they're so quick to judge and say you're controversial, you're causing a problem, you're making things worse. But you don't understand. A lot of times we're making it better. Something that you look in your eyes and you may just judge because you're looking at the surface, but you're not going underneath. I need you to look underneath. You have no idea. So if you look at something instead of judging it for what it appears to be on the outside, you may gain a new perspective. So I think Mayor Rahm Emanuel, Alderman Will Burns need to probably look underneath the surface, go see the movie when it comes out, and then maybe you would kind of gain a better perspective of what's going on. And it's going to have some all-star people. It's going to have Jennifer Hudson, Samuel L. Jackson, Nick Cannon, John Cusack. I mean, it should be really exciting. So I know I want to see it. Just go see the movie. Go see the movie. So you can actually see what's what and why they call it. And you want to talk about branding. I mean, branding, it's really a marketing tactic. And branding, yes, you do want to represent your brand in the right light. I understand that's important, yeah. And as you bring up branding, I mean, I'm building my brand now. So you want to always brand yourself in the correct way. Yes, true. But sometimes, you want to, it's really, you can think of it as it's a two-way street. You want to kind of bring people in. So a name like Chiraq is just a catchy title to bring people in. And also because of the fact, they're not necessarily, I don't think that Spike Lee is trying to give credit to gang members. No, I think that he's calling that because it's just a name that has become, synonymous with the city, unfortunately, and a lot of people use it. It's just common. Like, I mean, yeah, a lot of people, and also he's probably trying to bring in the younger generation and younger crowd too. That's probably what it is. So I'm sure his movie probably has a positive message, which most of his movies do. So I'm sure you don't have anything to worry about as far as positivity is concerned. He's just using that title to try to attract people because he knows it's going to attract a certain crowd, as opposed to giving it a normal, bland, kind of boring title where it may not attract who it needs to attract. So Chiraq, they're going to go and see it because it's just, also it's really, it's a riveting title. It kind of draws you in. And if you talk about people, bringing capital and money and big time investors, that draws them in too because they may not know. They're like, what the heck, Chiraq? What is that? They're going to bring them in too. They want to know what's that all about. Why is this city the moral capital in the world? Why do people refer to Chicago as that? Why would somebody call a whole city Chiraq? Why would somebody take a name like that? And why would somebody even take a city, Chicago, which has a lot of positive attributes for it, and it has a lot of positive nicknames. And why would they mix it with a torn city like Iraq and mix that in the name and call it Chiraq? What I mean? So you're not thinking that you want to talk about branding and marketing. You're not thinking about all the way around. You're not thinking about all the ins and outs of that. You're not even thinking. You just don't like the way it sounds because you're afraid about your dirty laundry. I have news for you. Your dirty laundry has already been aired. Most people in all the cities, all 50 states or whatever, already know about Chicago and its murder rate problem. I talk to people every day as a telephone interviewer, and I have people tell me, if they have a positive experience with me on the phone. Most people like me. No, I ain't trying to brag, but I'm just saying. I've had people tell me like, "Oh, where are you from?" I said, "Oh, I'm from Chicago." Oh, okay. You be careful now. They say Chicago. I had a guy tell me Chicago. That's a horrible city. Oh my God, you be careful. But people, I mean, newsflash, it's already out. So if you're trying to call yourself, like politicians do, try to sweep stuff under the rug and try to make things seem not what they are, it's already out there. So whatever you're trying to call yourself hiding, it's already been revealed. So this title ain't gonna it can't do anything. It can't further damage what's already been done. It's already damaged. So you try to pull damage control and people already see it. It's already damaged. So it's like, it's like a shoulder shrug at this point. Like, everybody already knows. You don't need to. Your secret's already out. You might as well just go with it. So. In conclusion, when the movie come out, I will go see it and review it. Most likely, of course, I will review it. Tell you my, my spin on it. What I thought about it. I suggest you guys go see it too, and definitely tell me your take on it as well. Anyway, you all definitely. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thumbs up. Share, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Y'all know what to do. You know the normal routine here, okay? So, anyway, I enjoyed talking to you all, but see you later. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Bye.